Okay, let's be honest. Have you ever felt like your mornings are just a battle you're always losing? If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to build a morning routine that actually works for you, not against you. A simple framework that's really designed for 2026 and beyond. So I'm 29 years old, and I have been trying to figure out the perfect morning routine pretty much since my early 20s. And I know I am not alone in this. So many of us spend years chasing this perfect morning that we see online, one that just always feels a little bit out of reach. I've tried it all, waking up at 5 a.m., these extreme productivity hacks, every single motivation trend that pops up. And honestly, most of it just didn't stick. These really complex systems, they demand way too much, way too soon, and they pretty much set us up for failure before the day has even started. But after all that trial and error, I finally cracked what actually works. And the best part is, you don't have to go through that same pain. The good news is that even following just a few small steps from the routine we're about to lay out can genuinely change your life without you having to waste years experimenting. So that brings us to the real problem here, what I like to call the perfection trap. It's this belief we all have that our morning routine has to be flawless and intense and super productive from day one. And that right there, that's the exact reason most of us end up quitting. So here it is. This is the most crucial takeaway. Your 20s, and honestly, any decade of your life, they don't need a perfect routine. They need a repeatable one that actually gives you energy, clarity, and momentum, not burnout. This slide really just nails the shift we need to make. We're moving away from that perfection mindset, right? The one that's rigid and just feels totally overwhelming. And we're moving towards a repeatable rhythm. This new way is all about simple, grounding actions that you can actually stick with day after day. As we look toward 2026, the entire goal is changing. It is no longer about the hustle, it's about wholeness. We're not chasing productivity at the expense of our own well-being. We're aiming for presence. That state of calm focus that really sets the tone for your entire day. All right, so how do we actually build this thing? Let's get into the blueprint and see how it all comes together. We're going to walk through a really simple, flexible 5-step framework that you can completely adapt to your own life. So here are the 5 core pillars. First, a low dopamine start to protect your focus. It's huge. Next, hydration and sunlight to basically reset your body's clock. Then some gentle movement to wake up your system. After that, we fuel with protein to sustain your energy. And finally, you set a single clear intention to guide your day. See how each step just builds on the last? It creates this calm, powerful momentum. Okay, let's kick off with step 1, because this one is an absolute game changer. A low dopamine morning is all about protecting your brain's focus chemical, dopamine. Think about it. When you wake up and immediately check your phone or chug coffee on an empty stomach, you spike your dopamine. You're basically burning through the very fuel you need for deep work later in the day. So what does this actually look like? Well, it means for the first 30 minutes, you just consciously avoid these things. No scrolling through social media, no checking email right away, no jumping into stressful work, and definitely no sugary foods. This isn't about being restrictive. It's about preserving your mental energy for what really matters. So instead of reaching for your phone, you reach for this. Step 2 is to just hydrate. After a whole night of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. A big glass of water doesn't just wake you up, it actually relaxes your blood vessels and helps your heart pump more efficiently. It's so simple, but so effective. And what comes after water is a dose of pure, natural energy. The key number to remember is this one. It's such a tiny investment of your time, but believe me, the biological payoff is massive. That's right, just 10 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight. This is one of the most powerful signals you can send your body. That way, it hits your eyes and basically tells your brain, hey, shut down melatonin production, the sleep hormone. This resets your internal clock and kickstarts your alertness for the entire day. All right, step 3 is gentle movement. And I want you to really notice that word, gentle. This is not about some grueling workout first thing in the morning. The goal here is just to wake up your body, get your circulation going, and release any of that tension you're holding from sleep. Even just 5 minutes makes a world of difference. You don't need a gym for this. A brisk walk outside, which, by the way, also gets you your sunlight, is perfect. Or you could do a quick mobility flow for your hips and back, some simple stretches, or my personal favorite, just put on one song and dance around. The key is to make it easy and, actually enjoyable. Now let's talk about step 4, fuel. If you're a coffee drinker, the science on this is crystal clear. Pair it with protein. Don't have it on an empty stomach. Protein slows down how fast you absorb the caffeine, and it prevents that blood sugar spike and crash that just kills your focus. This is absolutely crucial for having sustained energy all morning. And this brings us to our final and maybe the most important step. See, most of us start our day in reaction mode, reacting to emails, to the news, to notifications. This step is all about flipping that script. It's about taking just 1 minute to decide how you want to show up for the day. A really powerful way to do this is with a simple journal prompt. But instead of a stressful to-do list, ask yourself this one question. It completely shifts your focus from what you have to do to how you want to be. It's a profound little act of self-care. So, when you put all these simple pieces together, what you get is way more than just a routine. You get a tool for taking back control of your day before the world even starts making its demands on you. Look, this routine isn't about becoming superhuman. It's about finally feeling like you're in control of your own lives. It's about building a morning that grounds you so you can navigate the rest of your day with real intention and feel like you're actually in the driver's seat. And the truth is, nobody teaches us this stuff, right? We don't get a manual on how to start our days with clarity and calm. Most of us just have to learn it the hard way, through years of trial and error and, frankly, a lot of burnout. So I'll leave you with this question. Forget about trying to do everything at once. What is the one small step from this entire blueprint but you can commit to tomorrow morning? Maybe it's just drinking that glass of water, or maybe it's avoiding your phone for the first 10 minutes. Just start there. For more explainers like this one, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching.